spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, Tunto spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, Tunto spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tunto spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, Tunto spoon. Yeah, Tunto spoon. Yeah, Tunto spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, Tunto spoon. Yeah, Tunto spoon. If you eat Kepa, gradually, my brother, Tunto spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, Tunto spoon. Yeah, Tunto spoon. You wanna get a news update, Tunto spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Liberia is facing a drug crisis that is affecting our youth and jeopardizing the country's future. This epidemic, driven by international criminal enterprises and their networks, poses a severe threat. In response, we have not only declared the drug epidemic a health emergency and a national security threat, but we have also
Yes, sir. Special one. The CEO stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South man.
I urge international community to join Liberia in addressing this escalating drug crisis.
Back to Josiah Joker.
My president.
At first, I interviewed him and he said that he will not accept
My president.
the next president of the Republic of Liberia, which are supposed to be George Weah today, announced by the National Election Commission. Now, Mr. Josiah, your standard bearer, Ambassador Joseph Human Bwaga just announced that every partisan of the Unity Party should accept the fact that they are loose.
Yeah,
so what's your take on that?
He's spoken as my leader, and that's it. But I will tell you, as a Liberian, an individual of this country, that George Weah's election doesn't negate his incompetence. So he's not my president. Joseph Bwaga is the one I voted for him.
Not going by the order of
I voted for him, and I can vote for him 1 million more times over George Weah. And I've said that even my son, my 6-year-old son, knows that George Weah is not his president, and it's my right as a citizen to say how I feel about what has transpired. We did not lose a genuine election. We did not lose a free, fair, and transparent election.
So
we lost a fraudulent election.
So you're telling me this
on the basis, and it's on the basis.
Not free and fair?
I know what credible elections are, and on the basis of that, I will repeat, I will emphasize that my president is my candidate, Joseph Human Bwaga.
So for the next 6 years, you don't have
for the next 6 years, I'll live. I'm a professional person. I'll work. I don't have to be in the public sector. I can be in the private sector. I'm a professional person. I will work, and I will not be silent though. So in this country, we will not embrace brutal dictatorship that would just give him president in our country. Say that? Where there's incompetence, absolutely. Where there's incompetence, absolutely, that breeds dictatorship. It breeds tyranny. And it's obvious for you to know. That's not a subject of debate. So I am saying here that's not a decision I made, and so that's not my president. My president is Joseph Yuma Boakai, whom I voted for, and I can vote for him 1 million more times over George Weah.
You do not recognize George Weah as a president?
Because I didn't vote for him, and I will not vote for him. He's not my president. My president remains my candidate. That's it. Thank you.
I say to our friend of mine, country big or small, the leader have got to get into exactly the same idea as you.
Okay, I'm Christy Walker. And I want to tell you, it is something I'm not very proud as the hero of the movie. And also the district inspector. I came from Maryland, just going Thursday. I started the road at 1:35 Thursday before 5 6 o'clock to Kakata.
We live here for CENTAL, where there's a huge burst of drug here for CENTAL across the bridge. These are the drugs being manufactured in here. These are the community dwellers have gathered to heal Mr. Krumah on this arrest. These are people being arrested. It seems to be Nigerian national. This is Spoon TV Live. And we are here from CENTAL. Coming to you, bringing you this live where drug worth thousands of dollars have been confiscated here by Mr. Ebi Krumah and his team. Why are you telling Ebi Krumah thank you? So you live in a community? Yes. What been happening here? So you been spoiling your community? You been spoiling your community? Yes. But why I didn't talk all these So you happy about the arrest? So community dwellers are celebrating. This is it here, folks, wherever you are watching from. This is Spoon TV. We are coming to you live. Huge quantity of drug being arrested from this building here. Here are the suspects. According to community dwellers, this has been their wish that these people are in this building manufacturing this drug and supplying this entire community and Monrovia and its environs. They are believed to be Nigerian national. Exactly. So you don't want it to come back?
The thing about it is but the thing about it is, and the thing about it,
all right, thank you so much. They don't want them to return to this community. Community dwellers are out, happy, celebrating. Teachers, students, women and girls have come to celebrate this milestone for their community. They believe this is a relief for the community that these people are being arrested, and according to them, over the years they wish to talk but they can't talk. Each time they talk about this, they are being haunted in the community. So today they feel comfortable, they are happy, they are celebrating that these people are being arrested. So they don't want these people to return to the community. A huge quantity of drugs. This is
the people of Liberia for bringing us back. We have demonstrated leadership, especially the president. We are grateful. But when we came, there are promises, packages that should have been given to us. And we have been here for about 3 months, and we have not received, about 90% of us have not received what was promised. I received a phone, yes. I received 25 kg, yes. I have not received my oil, I have not received slippers and all those things. But what we get on our feet as a startup is the $300 per head for the elderly people and the young $25 as they are saying. So some of
$225?
Yeah, for the case.
$90, right?
That's the equivalent. Then $300 for the adults, family heads.
Okay.
So the family heads, no matter the size, you are giving a bag of that 25 kg rice, bag of rice. So now, 3 months, we are not seeing any sign as a startup because people are hosting us, and then we are now also contributing to the upkeep of the homes, to things are being prepared. It's building up pressure. So we want to get back on our feet, not to sit down. So that little money that the government will give us is a starting point that we can turn around to get.
So now, about 2 months ago, the Liberian government, sent delegation which was held, led by the air. What's the issue? You know want to speak louder?
Yeah, I said they want to pay our money and we are sleeping in the pool. We are sleeping in the pool, no mattress, no food for to eat. They came and took all the mattresses, they took all the rice, the pork, and then left. Since then, we are sleeping in the pool.
You said who? Say that again?
The LDEA came and took the mattresses, took the rice, and took all the pork. And we are sleeping in the pool.
Our package.
Air Transparency told you that final ministry
okay onto our package.
Okay.
That's why we are not being paid. So we listen to other media, other sources.
Okay.
When you go there, when you see people lying in the pools, you feel pity for them. They don't care. The only thing they can do, sometimes when they come just abruptly, they will start issuing threatening remarks.
You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morocco, to spoon.
You did not see our reps, and so thank you very much, Dr. Kamara. You spoke well, and you've been speaking. I know we are here speaking, and I'm not speaking friend. I'm asking the president to come and receive the petition. If he did not want not to go to the hall, because National is the president whom. President denied us not to go to the popular room. We are on the popular street. Let him come and receive the petition from us. If you fail to come, let you stand or you fail to come, you see the petition. If you not do it, we'll go to the personal home. That's our heart. If you not come, we'll go to the personal home with the marshal. These police that are here, we pay them. My taxes pay the police. Police salary are low. We are praying God so police salary can be increased. We want the president to also remove, submit a bill to the legislature that will remove the statute of limitation on corruption cases. That's why we are here. You did not see our reps, and so.
Around and ask them exactly what are they here for, what are the reasons for which they are petitioning. Though the president, I told the president is here to come to work, but once the president comes, perhaps he might send his representative to come and talk to them and see what he will do in the next few days or
people who have come to gather here, the placards,
we are told by LACC that 959 and even more are in violation of the code of conduct on asset declaration. The president said there will be no business as usual. So if you thought there will be no business as usual, you should prevail on your minister to be able to declare their assets. Any attempt to refuse to do that, trust me, it means that you don't want to fight corruption. That's why we are putting on record today. Drugging our way is not enough. Our message is going. The international community is being informed about today's activity. We want the president to also submit a bill to the legislature that will remove the statute of limitation on corruption cases. That's why we are here. You did not see our reps, and so thank you very much, Dr. Kamara.
Bounding. We must take action. That's why we are here to say, oh, Mr. President, you are the head. Try as much as possible to set precedent that those who want to get themselves involved in doing such an act, incorrect things involved with get themselves in the position that they would say, I will not get myself involved in this. So
it means
if those officials declare their assets, it means that protest is over.
If they not,
If they are not, then they are not law-abiding citizens. We want law-abiding people in our country. Why would the president be telling we citizens to be law-abiding and people in position that are not law-abiding? We don't want people who are law-abiding to be in position. We want them to do the right thing. That's why we are calling for.
So besides asking the president to call on the officials to declare their assets, what else are you asking the president for?
We are asking him. Now he said those who blow whistle to say, oh, this person is corrupt. We want them to be protected because we are afraid. Even if you blow whistle, you are working and then the minister is stealing or someone is stealing, you can't blow whistle, you can't be protected. Why would you do whistle? So we are telling you that the witness protection unit should also be established because it's still the law. Yeah. So why would you pass the witness protection?
You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon.
Okay, folks, we want to welcome you again tonight to another edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are here tonight live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and other frequencies across the country. Many thanks to our partner radio stations across Liberia who are there always relaying the program. We want to appreciate the thousands of you who will stay awake every night just listening to the happenings across the country, following the Late Night Show as we give you the updates. And we want to say thanks as well to the many of you online. We are always streaming across the internet on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV on YouTube. The handle is Spoon Talk Live. We want to say thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Nelson Collier. The Late Night Show is back on your radio or on your TV. First thing we wanted to do for us is to share the program. Please share the show as you join us tonight. It doesn't matter where you're joining in from. You can always share the show on your Facebook, on your YouTube, in your different WhatsApp group chats. Just share the program. Let's have a great conversation tonight. A lot happening across the country. As always, we are all set to bring you another great show. Last edition of the program was great. Great conversation. We had a lot to talk about. The feedbacks were very great. A lot of you tried to weigh in your thoughts, but as it turns out, most times we don't get to have the luxury of time to dive into the different issues we want to exhaust. Sometimes not much time to take many of your calls, your input on the conversation. But let's hope we can do more of that today. And I want to say thanks to everyone for joining us. I see Tyrese Letnum is here tonight. He's calling from New Georgia Estate. Thanks for joining us. Henry Doe Toplat Jr. has joined us from Rhode Island, the USA. We appreciate you tonight. I see John Oberle, Frederick B. Solo Jr. Thanks for joining us tonight. Everybody joining us on the program. We want to appreciate everyone joining us tonight. I see Moses Colley is here. I see DJ Do. I see Experience. That's his name. Josh Wheeler is in the comment section tonight. William B. Morris, Roberta Richards, TK Noah C. Elliott. I see Nathaniel K. Hill is joining us via YouTube. Patrick Colley, that's Colley Patrick, is here tonight. I see Adam Sharif, Adam Bwaka Sharif. That's Sharif, yeah. Adam Bwaka Sharif. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to everyone. Arthur Johnson, Eddie Kawa, Nathaniel K. Hill is here tonight as well. Hipko Kasi has joined us. I see Joseph Colley is here tonight. Please share the program as you come on. Mark Breezy, Kapoor is here tonight as well. Netherlands Weah has joined us. Jacob Kamara is here tonight from South Korea. Thanks for joining us. You remind me of Jerry Yimayimpa. Godchild is here tonight. William Batikwa. Yeah, William Batikwa. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, and I see Manuel Gonga has joined us. Ambassador William C. Taylor. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Again, please share the show as you come on. And let's have a great conversation tonight. As always, thanks to the many of you for coming on tonight. Well, there's a whole lot happening across the country. Too many things happening across Liberia. And as we do regularly, we will bring you the updates on those different happenings across the country. But one of those I want to run straightly into just before moving on to the other issues has to do with some assembly today that was organized, carried out by the group called CENTAL. That's the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. They've been championing the cause, this call for transparency in government, for good governance in the country. CENTAL has been a touch barrier, one of those civil society organizations at the forefront, talking about the need for transparency in government, for open governance, for respect for the rule of law. CENTAL happens to be the local chapter of Transparency International, and they've come up with series of reports on present and past governments of the country, coming up with a scorecard annually, rating the performance of the government on an annual basis, using different indicators to derive at the scorecard for the government of Liberia. And it's not just with Liberia, but several other countries around the world. So Before now, we saw that CENTAL had this, they had this engagement, some assessment report as well. They've been raising their eyebrows on the issue that has to do with asset declaration in the country, especially with some officials of this government not declaring the asset. That's something that they came up with a whole report on. LACC has been very concerned about that as well. And then following everything that was done at the level of that institution, LACC sent out a warning prior to, even the deadline for this whole asset declaration thing. And then when the time elapsed, LACC again came up to remind the president. Of course, they took a drastic decision. They made a pronouncement as to what they were going to do. LACC spoke of the suspension of the salaries of officials of government who, as of that time, had failed to declare the asset. And they went on to talk about other issues like the number of people in government who have not declared their assets across all three branches of government. LACC spoke of a little over 800 people in government who have not declared their asset. And about half of the people in government who are expected to declare the asset have failed to do so. So that became a concern. And CENTAL, about 1 month or so, or a little over 1 month after the LACC came up with a pronouncement and stuff like that, CENTAL then decided to take onto the streets today. They assembled before the mansion and demanding or calling on the president to dismiss officials of his government who have failed to declare their asset. The last time we went through the listing, there was a whole list of people in government who have failed to declare their asset, at that time. The LACC as an institution did what she could, made the pronouncement, sent out the warning, and of course went as far as saying that they will suspend the salaries of those officials of government who have failed to declare the asset. And then the next aspect that a lot of people were concentrated on was whether or not the LACC has the constitutional or the legal backing to take this action to withhold the salaries, when in fact it is not the LACC who pays salaries, when the salaries are paid through the Ministry of Finance or the CSA. So the concern was, how does the LACC in the first place intend to achieve this? Is the call a good one? And what should we expect? Next thing was the president had a cabinet retreat or a cabinet meeting engagement, and then he went on to say to officials of the government, some of the folks in government, that they should be respecters of the law. But today, CENTAL took onto the streets, and they've been calling on the president to dismiss the people in government who have failed to declare their asset. We're going to take a look at that tonight. We will take a look at that, plus some of the happenings across the country. And then the Armed Forces of Liberia, the AFL, has secured a donation of some 20 million USD worth of essential military equipment from the continental body of the African Union. And those equipment will be used to get the Armed Forces of Liberia on her feet, to reinforce the work that the National Army does, the Armed Forces of Liberia. And they're terming this as a major contribution to the Ministry of National Defense, to boosting the AFL's operational capacity, reinforcing both Liberia's security and the regional a commitment to peace and stability in West Africa. So this is something that the armed forces of Liberia is hailing the AU for. You know, this donation, the African Union, 20 million worth of essential military equipment from that continental body, the African Union. Why this is happening, a lot of you are aware that the Ministry of Agriculture or the Agriculture Minister has been in the news quite recently for, you know, for, you want to say, the good reasons. And he has been making lots of disclosures. He was on the one-on-one just a night ago, talking about some of what's in the pipeline, some of what the government intends to do, what the government has in store, some of the plans that the government of Liberia has with respect to agriculture. Well, the minister is requesting some 50 million budgetary allotment to make Liberia food self-sufficient. And Minister Alexander Nuta, that's what he's saying. He says he's proposing that $50 million budgetary allotment in the pending 2024-2025 national budget going towards agriculture will help to significantly ensure that Liberia is self-sufficient. And once they get that amount of money, what then they're going to give attention to will be the production of some vegetable, cassava, and other stuff that will help, you know, that will just kickstart the whole process of making sure that Liberia can feed herself, since in fact agriculture is one of is the first on the arrest agenda. It starts with agriculture before you go to road and all the different aspects that comes in. 50 million budgetary allotment in the next budget. That's why he thinks will put the Ministry of Agriculture in a better position to kickstart this whole process of implementing the arrest agenda. The 50 million, how does he intend, you know, to get that, making the necessary impact? Now, most times you talk about this, folks want to look across the other sectors of government. You want to look at the fact that the Ministry of Public Works, for example, got some 22 million, and there has been some controversies around that. Others have hailed the work that the Ministry of Public Works was able to do in the 22 million, while others say that, oh, the 22 million did not bring about the kind of result we anticipated. But again, this is agriculture, and given everything the minister has taken into consideration, he thinks that 50 million going towards agriculture as a budgetary allotment 2024-2025 budget will help to boost agriculture across the country. Well, we went on to talk about the CENTAL situation. Of course, they've been taking onto the streets, talking about what they expect the government to do. The president, calling on the president to dismiss those officials of government who are yet to declare their asset. Asset declaration is a concern. And of course, that's something that they've been calling on the president to take some immediate actions towards. The National Identification Registry, on the other hand, and the Liberia Telecommunications Authority signed an MOU to update citizens' cards with the national ID card. And they are warning SIM card holders that if they fail to upgrade their SIM card using the National Identification Registry, the National Identification Card, the rigs being blocked. Those individuals' rigs being blocked. So what this means is that if you want to, if you want to get a new SIM card, the first thing is you should get the National Identification Card. That's what you should use to go and upgrade your SIM card, to maybe get a new SIM card. If you already have a SIM card, what this MOU is saying now is that SIM card holders across the country, since the LTA is the regulatory body of the telecommunications companies or the telecommunication sector in the country, the LTA is going to be working closely with the National Identification Registry and regulating those GSM networks, that people who are making calls across the country, in order to keep using that SIM card, you have to upgrade. And in the process of upgrading, you must have a national identification card. And if you maybe don't have a SIM card at all, you want to get a new SIM card, the document or the identification card you should be using is a national identification card to get a new SIM card. So that MOU was signed today, and of course the LTA and the National Identification Registry are going into it to ensure that this process is successful. So so the LTA acting chairperson Abdullah Kamara announced that the SIM card registration process will commence within 45 days after the agreement is finalized. So once they finalize the agreement, within 45 days, that process will kick off. And that's what is expected to happen from that end. Now, the you know, the LDEA situation is something that is still in the news. Of course, the LDEA boss made an appearance last evening to clear the air on a couple of issues. He spoke of the information that has been circulating about he admitting to taking some 300 plus thousand in doing a drug a drug bust and stuff like that. He said some of those pieces of information are not true. He's been providing pieces of information aiding the court in the ongoing investigation in the original Japan drug saga. And so he was there today. He appeared at the court, criminal court C today as well, to give more updates, give more pieces of information with respect to how this entire thing has been playing out. So these are just some of the updates. And of course, yes, there's a whole lot happening across the country, and these are just a few of the updates. But I want to welcome everyone tonight. And you know, there are a few issues that we'll always go back on. And sometimes you want to think that certain conversations should not be held, certain discussions should not go on, because the expectation, the anticipation is that those things would be some of the simplest or easier things that people would do, especially in public service. Now, I want to go back to this particular development on the CENTAL situation. Let me go to this. Let me bring you Gerald Yakula here, the program officer at CENTAL. Let's listen to him on this briefly, and then we're gonna come back and kickstart the show tonight. Let's listen to this, folks.
To gather evidence that people go to court. Many of the cases that government is using court against corruption It's due to the fact that we don't have a lot of evidence in court. Because of that, when you take somebody to court, you don't have any evidence, then you lose the case. So the framework of the witness protection law provided that in the law will place there a provision for the establishment of a witness protection agency. And by that, what I mean is to say, if you are a witness of corruption, come forth, tell us that you have seen corruption, bring the evidence. We are going to use what you have seen to be able to hold the person responsible for committing corruption, right? So the witness protection agency, since the law was passed in 2022, we not see any effort on behalf of government to say, look, we are going to establish a witness protection agency. We believe that this is a very major part of the fight against corruption. You need to see people protect the witnesses. Because if I'm a witness and I'm going up against a big shot in government, I'm going to be able to see, for example, that, look, if I'm going to speak against the person, there will be repercussions against my family, against my job. Can you protect me? But if I know if I speak against the finance minister, against the other person, and there will be no protection for me, what will I speak? If I'm in the police, I'm in the police, for example, I need to give precaution in the police. Well, I know no protection for me, I'm not precaution in the police. So the law said we should be able to establish a witness protection agency so that anybody who sees corruption can be able to be protected. Whether, for example, you put a person in a way in a safe home, whether you carry the person in a different country, right? Whether you make sure when the person testify in court, there will be different protection for the person that testify in court. These things are things that are required.
So one may argue LACC has its own way of protecting whistleblowers. So the establishment of this commission is not based on parallel with LACC work.
Oh yes, this is meant to support LACC work. LACC does not really protect whistleblowers like that. I mean, we try at times to conceal your identity, but we don't have the resources. Whistleblowing with this protection is a huge function. Like I said, I will include, for example, taking the person away from the country. If we know that the person will be or not to that, we heard the cases last year or years here about auditors dying. Because we thought maybe the auditor has some information or the speculation, right? But if I'm an auditor and I know my level of stake, I should be able to report to the witness protection agency. They can take me, can be Ghana, for example. I can get all the information I need to give them. But if I know that my level will be or not to that, as far as that time, I can't hit me on the road, I stay on the road. Yeah, when I blow the whistle. So that's why it's not support the LACC work. So besides calling on the president, to establish bills that will protect the whistleblowers,
the law is already there.
Okay, it's there, but make it effective.
The lack of the implementation of the law that we are talking about.
The implementation. So what else are you asking the president for?
Oh, there are many things we ask the president.
Such as?
We're asking the president to take action against his officials in the government. Right? You can go, you want after all the other people see the government, all the other people, then it's very important. But when people in your own government are breaking the law, you should be able to come and deal with those people that are breaking the law.
So maybe do you have maybe a few names of people you think who have gone contrary to the laws?
The LACC website, for example, that many people, we have placards that say many people that are now and the now official like president, some appointed.
Some of them are.
Now and after the 9.
You want to name some of them.
The list is there, you go there, you go.
What are some of the key officials that you know they are yet to establish declare the assets of which
I cannot point to the names now. I'm saying now when after the 9 of them are not declared, but they're appointed by the president. So the president, the LACC have done their work, the names are there, they were up to that one time. All the president needs to do is to go on that list and see who are those people that are not declared. Because the law says when you come to office, you must declare your asset. If you come to office and you just have pretty mansion, how do we know what you're doing?
What do you think it means, to have the president being silent, look at the significant number of government officials who are yet to establish, declare their assets?
I mean, we know the president himself did not declare one time. Because he lost when taking over, he should declare. It took a lot of time before he could declare his asset, right? But we appreciate that he declared his asset now. We also publish it as a very good, even though the laws is not published. So we see the president, if you not can recognize that it's very important to declare assets, so you can proceed to declare assets. Why more people you appointed? Why can't you take action against those? So is it that we are here to break the law? Because when us are in opposition, so people breaking the law, that we are breaking the law, is breaking the law, oh, can start breaking the law again? No, Mr. President. In fact, against corruption, we are holistic, and that's what we are saying that.
Thank you. Of course, the programs officer of the CENTAL, the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. We go back to this whole conversation about asset declaration. And maybe Someone sitting somewhere tonight watching the show or listening to the radio will not have had the slightest thought that we'll go back to this conversation. Asset declaration, over 800 persons in government. The government is a little over 8 months, going pretty close to 9 months in office. Those people are yet to declare their asset. It has gotten to a point where the civil society organizations are coming out. And listen, let me bring the guys on. Let me bring the team on. I see Anthony Gay is here. Anthony, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on. Toure is coming on tonight with a whole different look. Toure, thanks for joining tonight. It's good to have you on tonight.
Toure, you cut the hair. Oh wow.
You know, and
hey, what about
I don't want to go into the rest of it. We're gonna get to that aspect. We're gonna get to that aspect. I don't want to go into the rest of it. But guys, this is where we are. Time is fast.
New haircut, be look younger. I don't know
and
Oh man, start out there, Anthony. Now start you, my man. Let's go to the show, man.
Anthony, you don't want to start the show like that, because the new haircut made Toure hair small, and made Toure hair small like some coconut or pakana, But anyway, we're gonna get to that aspect.
My man, I got me going.
I mean, gradually the audience will get used to your new haircut. Your new look is great.
Yeah, man, necessary, man. Sometimes it good for you to switch it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we know what you mean. We know what you mean, actually.
Thank you,
man.
So guys, this is where we are, man. Asset declaration. A lot of you followed the CENTAL situation, the concerns they are raising, and they're talking about asset declaration. They're calling on the president to take action. This time around, it's not just about having press conference in their air-conditioned offices, but they are out in the streets. They are holding placards and calling the attention of the president, calling on officials of government. And as you listen to this guy here, Anthony Yakula, he's saying that, look, there are over 900 people in government who are yet to declare the asset. And like you see on some of those placards, they are saying, suspend non-compliant officials now, stealing before declaring assets. Are these assertions in the first place rightly are they rightly directed? Are they directed the right way at the government? I mean, I'm trying to find a way to put it, guys. Those guys were out there today. They want the president to take action. But in the same vein, they are saying that the people who are yet to declare the assets in government, those ministers, those directors across all three branches of government, they're saying that the fact that those people have not declared the assets yet, but they are working, they are being paid, is more like stealing before declaring asset. They are raising the question as to why are those individuals not declaring the assets? And they are also asking the critical question as to why hasn't the president taken some serious actions against those individuals? They're out there. And those folks you see here, those civil society organizations are the representations of our partners, are the representations of some of the people we refer to as, the international partners, international communities, and blah, blah, blah. These are the people who sponsor those different civil society organizations across the country. The LACC said that she was suspending the pay of those officials of government until they can declare the asset. Was it a vla? Was it a charade? Was it just a mere statement just to, say, oh yeah, we've said something? How far has the LACC gone? Does the LACC have the constitutional authority in the first place to take such decision? I want us to start the conversation from here. And let's start with you, Anthony. Your take on this issue.
Good evening, Nelson, and good evening to our followers, our listening audience, and our our Facebook viewer. I want to say good evening to you. Look, Nelson, this is a disservice to the Liberian people. It is disheartening. This is a constitutional matter. It is not, I wish I can do it kind of thing. It is mandated by the Constitution that this act must be performed before anybody takes his or office. It's clearly stated on the Code of Conduct, Section 10.1. Declare your assets before you take office. The word prior used in that 10.1 says, before. Before you take office, we must know how much money you come into government with. And if you maintain the same position for after 3 years, you must also declare your assets so we can evaluate your living standard compared to what you came with and what you are making and how you're living. This is a matter of must. It is not negotiable. You can't claim that you are a person who is law-abiding and come to government, raise your hand, take an oath of office, and don't abide by the same constitution you say you will protect and defend. What are we saying here, my people? This is not political. This is not political wish hunt to nobody. This is a gross negligence on those officials of government and on the president of the Republic of Liberia for not taking action. Nelson, we're not hearing you.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm okay now. Anthony, I was just saying this thing about asset declaration. Raymond, welcome to the show. Is it on the president or is it on the officials of government? Because this is the thing.
It's on
the
on
president.
The
Yes, let's agree. Let's agree. Yeah, now, come here, Anthony. Let's agree.
Mm-hmm.
The president has the constitutional authority
Mm-hmm.
to appoint people to work in his government.
Mm-hmm.
Look at people who have the requisite skill set and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and bring them on board.
Sure.
But then, even the people that are being brought on board are adults, educated
Absolutely.
people who know exactly what the do's and don'ts are, what they are supposed to do, what they're not supposed to do. The people that are working in government are not people who can take coal from the fire pot and hold it in their hand and put it in their mouth. No, they are people who know exactly where things are supposed to be. So, is it on them?
So
is this
Nelson,
a deliberate action that they are coming to government and refusing to declare the asset just to make the government bad?
Okay,
To damage
so Nelson,
the agenda of the president.
You asked a very fair and fine question, my brother. Aren't these folks adults? Aren't these folks, supposed to follow the rules and regulation? That is true, but unfortunately, mankind, if there is no rules and regulation, think about a world without police officers, right? Think about an organization without rules and regulations, how things will be. Normally, mankind don't follow instructions. Even when instructions are given, if there are no consequences, mankind turn not to follow it. I always use this analogy here in the US. If a police cruiser is parked right side the roadside, right, or right next to the roadside, whether or not a police officer is in that vehicle, every driver that goes by, once they see that police vehicle, they automatically slow down and do the speed limit posted on that particular street. There is a reason why, Nelson. The reason is simple. When you get caught, you get a ticket. And when the ticket is not paid, motor vehicle get notified, your insurance get notified, and it goes on your record. It's not because we are so law-abiding. It's because the system compels us to do so. You understand? Here is a president who campaigned vigorously on this particular subject. Matter of fact, after he won as a president-elect, yet to have taken office, went on VOA, one of the international wire, had an interview. What clip you are playing most often on this particular platform, vying to the people, making a commitment, even though the Constitution did not require him publishing his assets, but he went against his own will just to make the people know that he was serious.
Anthony,
And
does
he did so.
that suggest, or is it fair to say that the fact that the president went on international wires and he continued to re-emphasize the issue of asset declaration, does that suggest that he's passionate about this thing? He's
very passionate, but there is my disappointment
people
with
on
him.
board are the ones who are bringing in these different issues and trying to, undermine the very efforts.
So here's the thing. Here's my disappointment with this president. He did a very good job, even though he did not declare asset given the time frame provided by the Constitution, but he still declared asset. We must give it to him. And he made his asset public. We must also give it to him. Kudos to him for mustering the courage and doing so. But Nelson, you ever see catch? The people he appointed who work at the way and pleasure of him has defied him, they have been defiant to this call. He exemplified what a true leader would do. Leading by example. A vice president also followed suit. He did same. And I think few other officials within your government did same.
Yeah, the pro tem,
so
the speaker.
now they are testing this resolve, and he's not acting. He's not doing anything about it. And they've been way overdue. What do we say at that point now?
I want to hold you there a bit, Anthony. Let's move to Ture. Ture, just looking at these images coming from the streets of Monrovia today, around the executive mansion, people holding placards, calling on the president to suspend or dismiss people who are yet to declare the assets. Liberians speaking out on these issues. Is this in any way an embarrassment for the government? Especially so when the president was on the VOA, people from across the world watched the president talk about asset declaration about 9 months ago. And just after 8 months, or pretty close to 1 year, people are standing in the streets demanding the president to do something that he was very passionate about 8 or 9 months ago. Is this an embarrassment?
Well, nothing. Thank you very much, and good evening to our viewers here in the United States and around the world. Pleasure to be back. Anthony, Ray, obviously, Alfred, man, thanks for joining. Look, Nelson, saying this is an embarrassment to the president would be a gross understatement. This is absolutely unmitigated disaster. For real. Like, bro, the president campaigned on this. The president sold the idea to the Liberian people, right? That the best way to do the right thing in Liberia is to fight corruption. The people sold this thing to us. You can play the clip, Nelson. You got that VOA interview that the president had in these United States, looking directly into the camera. All right? And that corruption issue has been put on the wayside. The president have no interest in fighting corruption. Absolutely no interest. Because if the president
has no interest, why did he declare his asset?
Let me learn.
Why did he make his asset public?
Anthony was absolutely right. This is not a choice that someone have to make. This is constitutional. All right, it is constitutional. And by looking at it from that standpoint, the president is on a constitutional mandate as the president to protect, defend the constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That's part of the president's role. And is he playing that right now? Absolutely not. Look, man, we can say every other thing about the president. Obviously, we know the situation, Liberia, and its mortal complexities in a lot of areas. But Nelson, these are stuff that president have direct control over, especially from people that he employing. Come on, man. This is so Nelson. Look, if you are a general manager, right, Nelson? If you are a general manager for a company or CEO of a company, Nelson, you have every right to exert setting rules and regulation in your company, right? For how your employees should behave themselves and all that stuff. And anybody go, you know what I mean? Like anybody who wishes to violate those terms of reference, guess what? There are consequences. But if you cannot enforce that,
Toure,
then make a view.
I mean, where does this thing fall, Toure? Where exactly does it fall? Is it at the feet of the president, or is it with those officials who know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, but some of them not declaring the asset up to now? Over 900 officials of government who enter government, who know exactly that they're supposed to declare the asset, have deliberately refused or failed to declare.
You know, Nelson, look, I know a lot of people been saying, Toure, where have you been? You know, all that stuff. For the record, I've been away because my daughter started kindergarten, and these are very precious times in her educational journey. So I've been investing a lot of time with her. But let me say, oh yeah, people want to know where I've been. But yeah, but Nelson, let me say this. Liberian people say the fish can start getting rotten from the head. It starts from those little beginning in the corner. Those men that absolutely they are not on the spotlight. But these are the people that are actually determining not to even declare their assets.
No. I want to interrupt you there, Toure. We say the fish gets rotting from the head. But in this case, no,
my man, you see your own. Wait, that's it.
So in this case, the head decided to do the right thing. So why is the tail of the fish, you know, the tail, all the small tonton, the bone, all the scales and everything doing their own thing?
Nelson, let me tell you, right? Look, I am absolutely in support of President Joseph Numa Boakai. But right now, to admit the fact, bro, this administration has been hijacked. This administration has been hijacked by certain group of people that are putting the Pape in a situation that the Pape cannot really come out and exert himself, right, as being a president. Look, I'm not in like bro, but I'm sitting here. Me, I can get feel certain things. And my intuition have never deceived me in my life. There are certain people in this government, right, that have made it their business, right, to have control over this administration and all of his decision making. That's exactly what it is.
And you think those people are the ones responsible for officials not declaring the assets? You think
bro, let me tell you, man. Look, there are certain things when you know. And there are certain things you just need to have the feel of it, Nelson. You just have the feel of it. This president, number one, I will say this, the president is not corrupt. The president does not have any appetite of being corrupt. But there are certain semblance around this president. Those people, those are the people that have hijacked this administration in terms of decision making, in terms of swift decision making. And the president came, the president said, what? People think we're scared around here. I mean, why would it take someone or leader to come out and say people think you scared around here? No, if there's any condition that should make any leader to make certain like assertion like that, then meaning there is something there. There's something there that is really, really suppressing this old man when it comes to making decisions and making decisions swiftly.
Thank you. I want to hold you there. I want to hold you there, Ture. Raymond, welcome to the show. Vasco, welcome. Alfred, welcome. But let me come to you a bit, Raymond. This is not the first time we've had this conversation before, but it's like the more we have this conversation, the number of officials of government who are refusing to declare the asset, the number is increasing. Raymond, the last time we had this conversation, it was from the angle of the LACC, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. The LACC said that, look, we not try, and we tire. So the only thing we'll do, all the different officials of government who have refused to declare the asset, we will withhold their salaries, we'll suspend their pay until they can declare the asset. Raymond, why do you think we're coming back to this same place again?
So, for me, numbers speaks. So I would like to know the numbers because I know our government system, we have a three-branch of government.
Yeah.
We have the executive, we have the legislature, and we have the judiciary. I hear all the speakers putting it right on the lap of the president. So I know you got the numbers. Can we see the percentage ratio for the executive, the judiciary, and that of the Senate and see where the number lies? Because for me, I want to know. And I think we need to put things.
Yeah, okay. So Raymond, I'm gonna get it up and you write on this. Because the last time we had this conversation, we presented the percentages from across the three branches of government. The executive had the highest. I'm gonna go back to that particular stuff. I'm gonna get it up. You can just go ahead. But the last time we had this conversation, the executive was in the lead. Next was the legislature. Less than 50% of those legislators declared their asset. And then the next in line was the judiciary. It was just a few individuals in the judiciary, including the chief justice and a few employees of that branch of government that declared the assets. Now, and let us get this right. It's not everyone in those three branches of government that are supposed to declare the assets. There are specific positions in government. There are some strategic positions in government where those people are supposed to declare the assets. The ministers, the directors, and some of those appointed positions. So, Raymond, I'm going to get the total number up, but you can go ahead and weigh in your thoughts on this issue.
So I want to say this because a lot of times when we speak to this thing, we speak from a narrow perspective. And we put it on the president as if to say the president is responsible for everyone to declare assets, which isn't the case. So for me, to put these things, we need to put it in perspective and we make the right analysis. Other than that, we do a blanket thing. Sometimes we miss the mark. And I think the executive has started, and I don't know all the complications. If we realize that the number of persons from the legislature for the three branches of government have not declared, there might be some issues. I don't want to make excuses. But when there's a problem, in order to fix the problem and get things fixed, the bureaucracy and the procedures in doing this, and even helping people to come on board, come up to speed, I think the LDCC too should take the bull by the horn. For me, if we have to resolve the problem, it's easier to just put blame and take a black brush and just make everybody look bad. But sometimes to be able to analyze the thing and find solutions to problem is to go into the nitty-gritty. What are the issues? Why are people not declaring their assets? Because the thing about not declaring your asset makes you vulnerable to investigation, even after you have accumulated wealth or wealth that you have had. So I think it's a disadvantage to those who haven't declared their assets, and it makes them vulnerable to investigation and even prosecution in the future. But I know I've been in entity where you're trying to instill some new measures, and sometimes it requires a little bit of training. I even remember that they UC had a
Training.
program with even legislators, training them on how to even perform as legislators. I even remember UC having a lot of training for our judiciary. I benefited having interns in my office when I worked with government during Ellen time to bring people's skills set up to speed. So there could be a lot of factors for reasons why people haven't declared assets. And for me, I want this conversation to go on. But why are the issues? Why holding people back? Than just trying to blame people and just castigate them as being corrupt. Because I have worked in government. I know there are earnest people working in government who won't take a dime because their character won't allow them. And I know a lot of Liberians outside government who, if you ask to do business with them, the first opportunity they got, they're going to take everything you ever put on the table for business. So as much as we discuss corruption in government, it's easy to just make everybody label them as demons, but sometimes we need to go into it. But of course, yes, we the citizens have to put pressure on.
Again, Raymond. I understand where you're coming from. Raymond, you're trying to play around this thing in a very I don't know how to put it, right? Again, I want to throw this question back to you. Raymond. With the whole thing that is playing out now relative to this asset declaration, with the kind of image it's giving the presidency, with the way it is undermining this whole transparency in government and the fight against corruption. Raymond, where do you think this problem lies? Is it with the people that the president? Is it with the people that the president is appointing in government who know that they're supposed to declare the asset? Or is it with the president not taking the decisions that he's supposed to take to make sure that those individuals live up to the legal requirements for taking those respective offices?
I just put the conversation in perspective, then the narrow perspective it was being presented first. It's not the executive alone that should declare assets. It's not the executive alone.
No, Raymond, that was not a narrow perspective.
That was a narrow perspective.
From the onset of the conversation, we made it clear here that people across all three branches of government, maybe you joined the conversation late, that folks across all three branches of government had this issue of asset declaration. Yes, we can talk about the executive. The president has control there, 100%. You want to go to the legislature. Obviously, everything that happens at the legislature cannot fall at the feet of the president because that's a separate branch of government. And those
nothing that happens can fall at the feet of the president.
Obviously, those lawmakers should know that as public servants, they're supposed to declare the asset, let the Liberian people know how much they're coming into government with. And you're right on that aspect.
And the judiciary as well. So what I'm trying to say, Nelson, if we can find across the three branches of government that there are still issues with asset declaration, there might be something with capacity. And if that's the case, we have to resolve it. When new phenomena come, all of us here in America, we do training on our job. Even the things we went to college for, we got a degree in it. We do in-service training to bring people up to speed so that their performance level can be top-notch. So if there's issue with asset declaration, what can LDCC do? The LDCC needs to go and conduct workshop in the various entities for people. If that's going to help resolve this thing, that should be done. Look, we need to assess why. When there are issues happening continuously, they're just coming up with a blanket reason for why things not happening because people are corrupt. Because those who haven't declared their assets, vulnerable for not declaring their assets. There got to be a benchmark to analyze their wealth over time. That benchmark haven't been created. It makes them vulnerable. That doesn't put them in a good place. So I don't think the average person wants to be in that place. But what would make a man to continue being vulnerable, giving all of the pressures on them? I think there's something LDCC needs to look into. And I think that's what we need to look. We need to build capacity. Asset
Okay,
declaration is a
you
new
know,
phenomenon for
we're
Liberians
gonna
in a
come.
lot of ways. That's not a
We're gonna.
culture in Liberia. The fact that it's being difficult, we have to find a way and supporting those individuals to have to
No,
declare their assets.
Raymond, am I getting from you here?
There's no difficulty here, Raymond. You're giving excuses.
Are you saying here now, guys? I'm coming. Raymond requested something.
Have
I
any of
it
you
ready.
declared assets before? Have you filled
I
out
have
form
it.
before?
I have
Any
it.
of us here?
Yeah. So guys, let's do this. Raymond requested something. I have it ready already. I'm gonna pull it up. I will read what was released from the LACC relative to this asset declaration across all three branches of government. But before going to that, Raymond, are you coming across tonight as fronting for those people who have not declared their assets, who are yet to declare their asset based on the way the process is organized? Are you saying that those people perhaps do not know what the process is when it comes to asset declaration? So the LACC needs to build their capacity, organize some training for some of the directors, the ministers, and all those people on how to declare the asset before they can declare the asset. Raymond, is that your point? Did I really get you right?
As a leader, which I have been bulk of my life, when there are issues, it requires a resolution. And in order to resolve things, sometimes it requires capacity enhancement. Empowerment is a thing. Asset declaration is a legal form that could incriminate you for false declaration and the likes. So I'm asking, if there are issues where people are making an assumption, there could be multiple reasons why people haven't declared their assets. And if one of it could be capacity issue, LSCC needs to step in, because LSCC is the one that presenting this a form for people to fill in. LSCC needs to help build people up
from the LACC.
Conduct some workshops in helping people to build their capacity. That's my issue.
Okay, building their capacity.
And I know in leadership, capacity building is key.
Right there. Raymond, that's a great argument right there, Raymond. But before going to the stats and everything that LACC released, I want to read something here from the LACC how do you call it, website. And this is getting this information is as simple as just going online, logging on to the LACC website, and you can get this particular information. I don't know if we need capacity development for this one. What is asset declaration? The use of asset declaration, wealth disclosure, is a powerful preventive tool to help public officials and avoid unwarranted accusations of conflict of interest and illicit wealth accumulation. It is also used to increase the confidence level of the public, of the general public in their leaders and those occupying positions that are prone to conflict of interest and the use of discriminatory powers. In fulfillment of Article 90C, mandate of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, the June 20, 2014 Act of the Legislature prescribing a national code of conduct for all public officials and employees of the Liberian government of the Republic of Liberia was enacted. The National Code of Conduct, in part 10, provides for the declaration and registration of personal interests, assets, and performance or financial bonds by all public officials and employees of government. I want to stop right there.
So Nelson,
the detail of this information, you can go to the LACC website and you get the rest of it. Now, I want to go back to the initial point you raised, which was very important. Where exactly do we stand when it comes to asset declaration? What is the process like? Does everything fall at the feet of the government? Now, in September, early September, the LACC came up with something. They came up with a report. According to them at that time, they recognized 1,900 public officials, 1,900 public officials who had not declared their assets and liability. And you go into the stats now across the different branches of government. You have 1,900 officials of government in total required to declare the asset. And then you want to go, the legislature. For the legislature, for example, of the 73 representatives at the legislature, only 26 of them were compliant. 26 persons out of 73 lawmakers were able to declare the asset, while 47 did not declare the asset at all. Now, those were some of the reasons why the LACC came up. That's just for the House of Representatives. And you have 56 members, who occupy a position that did not declare the asset. So you go to the Senate, 30 senators at the Senate, at the Liberian Senate. Of the 30 senators, only 12 of them were compliant with the LACC that were able to declare the asset. The remaining individuals did not declare the asset. And even aside from the 12 senators, there were 44 administrative staff that were identified who were occupying positions wherein they were supposed to declare the asset. But all of those people did not declare the asset. So you want to go to the executive, and this is where the big chunk of the issue is. 1,281 officials of government appointed by the president who were to declare the asset. Of the 1,281, only 322 individuals fully complied with the asset declaration process, while 959 of those individuals did not declare their asset. And then you want to go to the judiciary branch of government. 333 persons required to declare the asset. Of the 333 persons, only 29 persons declared the asset, including the 7 judges and 21 administrative staff. What happened to the 305 individuals? They are non-compliant. They refuse to declare the asset. And these are the people who are steering the affairs of the country. These are the people who are making laws, deciding who should go to jail, the people that should go to jail because they broke the law of the country. But someone is sitting at the judiciary, they're not declaring the asset. But I mean, this is where we are.
So Nelson, with the number you gave,
Raymond, then we're going to move to Alfred.
So with the number you gave, roughly it's about 25% of government officials that have declared their asset across all branches of government, roughly. And I'm saying, for this to be a reality, it requires a solution. And it's easy to blame people. But when you're genuine in creating resolution and solutions, you go to solving the problems from the roots. Asset declaration is a legal form. I'm not discussing the purpose for which it's done, but the information input into the form. False declaration is a crime under the law. It's almost like giving a witness statement under oath. You got to be cautious about what you say because you could implicate yourself or not. So I don't know the issues. I'm making an assumption. Will order the issue, the outcry for asset declaration across all branches of government, including
Raymond.
Nelson, let me make my point. Judiciary.
Your point was the people.
These are the people who are entrusted with our legal system.
Of the people.
They're the least when it comes in proportionality to those who have declared their assets, the judiciary. When you consider that, Nelson, there got to be an issue. And to think about the asset declaration, it's a new phenomenon to Liberia. That's not our culture. So when you come with new things in a workplace, you need capacity building.
Okay.
We should not make assumption that because people are educated, every educated man can fill everything, every form adequately. No. Nelson, I've worked for a while. I know how much difficulties educated people find with even language, in filling from precise language. So educated people, find it difficult to understand the real context of that precise language. And forms have the language of forms are precise language. Form 9 much detail, precise language.
So Raymond, what you're saying here is that even after 9 months or 8 months, some of those people have been in offices for 3-4 months. They still need some legal practitioners.
So
They
I'm
need
asking
to
LDCC,
contact the service of those legal practitioners to help them to be able to do this.
I've
So
been
what's
in
stopping them, Raymond?
That's why I'm asking LDCC to change the approach. I was in government. I know how CSA used to go and do workshops with different HR department in different ministries to bring them up to speed, and other staff. Even this thing that CSA introduced in government, periodic evaluation. When CSA started to evaluate staff in government, we had to go to workshops. That was form. Similar thing, form. But we had to go to workshop to understand the language, the input, what information to put in that thing. Because some people were filling it in, were going to CSA, they could not even, quantify that data, the quality of the data were poor. In government, CSA, ask anybody in government, CSA did a workshop in all the line ministries. So if LDCC finding a very low response, LDCC need to shift gear. That's my recommendation.
Look, listen, in all fairness, post the asset declaration form. Let people see it, because Raymond is here trying to lecture us of groom folks to fill up information about yourself, your first name, your last name, what you own, what you don't own. That when somebody got to interpret it because it's a legal document, these people go for election, they do the same thing.
Anthony, we're gonna have 30 seconds around the table, but let's take Alfred.
Yeah,
Alfred, please go ahead. Let's hear your take on this issue.
Well, I want to say good, I want to say good evening to you, Nelson, and our ardent listeners. I stand to be corrected. I want you to look for the first the assignment I gave you now, Nelson. Please go look for that first video that we did. The late night politics will be 1 year in few days. So I want to say thank you to all of you who have made this journey with us, and we appreciate you coming here every day to talk about Liberia. This is a good thing, and I just want to tell you thank you for the support. I also want to say thank you to Stanton and his family for providing this medium that we can come here, and discuss Liberia. But let's go to the issue. Nelson, it's quite unfortunate that our brother Raymond will come here to filibuster tonight on the issue of asset declaration. The asset declaration, or the code of conduct, was established by an act in 2014. Not only that, the LACC was elevated right at about that time. We have people that have been trained. You talk about bureaucracy here. We have people that are already trained as to how that fund can be filled out. You don't need a rocket scientist, or you don't need somebody to come from planet Pluto to come and fill out fund for you. The only thing you need to do is to avail yourself, go to LACC. I'm here to declare my asset, and you will have someone that will go through with you step by step on that phone how to fill it out. What about this asset declaration that becoming so difficult for our people? Look, Brother Anthony, in my lifetime, the only constitutional mandate that have been followed by our government in, government can, government go, government can, you know what is it? It's election. Only election. When it comes to election, you will see all of them. They'll be talking about the Constitution say, we cannot postpone election because the Constitution say, only election. They can know that we get laws on the book. Apart from election, nothing else is serious to our people. They break the law. Then when they finish breaking, they can't say Liberia is a country of law and not men. Where? Simple thing as asset declaration. People are not declaring their asset. Then my brother Raymond Kanye to filibuster and talk about their processes. Look, I am disappointed in President Bouaka. Do you know the reason why the founders of our constitution made the executive mansion to be one person? You know the reason why? Because they knew very well in their mind, if you had a group of people together to make decisions that are going to be difficult, So they say, okay, you know what, let us create an executive branch where you have one person that will move the country forward. That's the reason why you have a president. And that's why you have people working at the will and pleasure of the president. They were very, very much concerned about that. So this president has a constitutional and moral responsibility to act. We are in 9 months. You have his lieutenants that are not declaring their asset. Then you can't tell us, say that processing, people got to go do processing. When you have people that have been free.
What do you make of the aspect? Look, I know you are in serious disagreement with your brother Raymond today, something which is very unusual on the show, Alfred. But what do you make of the aspect? The point Raymond made that the LACC, look, and I get where Raymond is coming from. Look, you may disagree with Raymond tonight. Raymond, you don't have to be backstage. Put your webcam on, your position on the show tonight. But this is the issue, guys.
Doesn't want to be roasted.
I get where Raymond is coming from.
But let me end my thought now.
Raymond is simply saying, LACC, since you're not getting the kind of result you're supposed to get, maybe the lesson here or the thing you're expecting the public official to do, those experts to do, they're not understanding.
Nothing. You know why when politicians say a leader must have a political will, you know what that means? What that means is that when you have a political will, you incentivize institutions that's supposed to carry out your mandate as a president. So when you have the political will, LACC becomes stronger because you as a president, you will be giving mandate to people. Like if you keep declare your asset from now to this time, you will be suspended, you will not take pay. Guess what happened to LACC? LACC will stand up and say, you know what? Issue letters to all these people when they are suspended.
We've passed that point. Alfred, we've passed that
point.
No,
the point I'm making here is the president has been very lackadaisical. He has refused to take action, and that's the reason why we are here. We're not supposed to be at this point. We're not supposed to be at this point. People are supposed to have finished declaring their asset at the 9 months of his first tenure, because this is what the president can be on. That when he comes to power, there will be no business as usual. Politically, what that means is that he was going to change things around. Like Honorable Cummings can say, future performance is predicted upon what you did in the past. The president say, when I can't, it will not be things as usual. So that means the thing we should do before, we'll not do it again. He declared an asset, we gotta be running behind him to make it public. When he finish say way more, we gotta be running behind him to make it public. He said he has some problem. You understand?
So at least the president declared made it public.
This is why I want to end on this nursing.
Yeah, so just end on that.
I am one of those panelists on this show that have repeatedly said that President Bouaka is the last person in his generation to set a foundation, a legacy that he will be remembered for. Because 2029, it's not possible that he will be president again.
No, you can't say it's not possible. I mean, anything is possible.
That's why I said my own. I say you must say your own.
Okay, that's your view.
Yeah, that's my view. All right. 2029, I don't see the possibility, the strength to carry on. That's what I mean. All right. So he has a responsibility to meet our expectation. Those of us who trusted his leadership, his ability to lead this country. He cannot fail us. He cannot fail us. We want him to take action and take action now.
Alfred, just one final question. Then I'm going to move to Vasco. I see Toure wants to make a point. Anthony wants to do same. We're going to go across the table and then we'll go to the phone line. This is going to be the only issue because it's very important. Now, but Alfred, quite recently, we celebrated this administration for establishing the office of the Ombudsman. Though they were concerned, and as someone who's assigned at the Liberian Senate, I covered that hearing, the confirmation hearing of Councillor Finlay Kanga, Councillor Edmona Martin, Councillor Lami Paga, and the three officials appointed by the president to chair the the office of the Ombudsman. According to this very code of conduct, which we're all talking about here once we talk about asset declaration, the office of the Ombudsman is that body that's called for the responsibility to go after public officials who violate the laws of the country, especially the code of conduct, to reprimand those individuals, to make sure that you get them to do the right thing. When the hearing was conducted, Senator DeLone and a few of the other senators pushed the chairperson on the office of the Ombudsman, Councilor Kanga. How much you making? How much you making? He said, oh, we know how much you making. He said, but okay, how much you think you will be able to accept for the job? And after a very long haul, he said they proposed 10,000 USD each for every month as salaries of those 3 officials, he and his 2 other deputies. For those at the level of the office of the Ombudsman, 10,000 USD each. Well, whether that amount was approved as proposed, that's another aspect. But do you really think the office of the Ombudsman is working?
Absolutely not.
I mean, since
it's not working.
It was created, I mean,
you know why it's not working? You know why it's not working? Because you have a president who is very weak. He's very weak. Look, we will support President Bwaka. We will not come here to be sick authentic.
You can
President
put that
Bwaka is weak. If President Bwaka was very strong enough, President Bwaka was strong enough
to carry out.
Nelson, if President Bwaka was strong enough on the issue of corruption, Grace Bay will not be advisor to the president, but now he'll be out of government. If the president was serious, because people like Grace Bay, you go tell retirement people money for NASCAR and say you want back car for president. It is a fact. Then you still have that person in your government. What kind of serious president is that in terms of fighting corruption? He's not serious. The president I talk about say people must come to the country, I mean, in the government with honesty, with integrity. Yeah, he write almost have a, I mean, 1.2 million car.
Let me come in on this.
You know,
the president, the office of the president, and the office of the ombudsman, who is to take a big chunk of this blame?
Next thing I repeat again. In politics, they say he who speak equity must come with clean hands. This president, I would call it campaign on a mantra of rescue, to rescue the country. He cannot come out and tell us, say, it may be slow, but it will happen. We don't have time for that. Liberia is 177 years old. We still behind time. The way God made Liberia is still the same. Nothing has happened in our country. Nothing has changed. The president, the boss starts with the president. When the president becomes proactive, all other institutions will become active. Okay? So the president is weak. He's not doing anything.
Let's take Vasco, and then we're going to give 30 seconds across the table, and then we go to the phone lines. Vasco, your take on this issue.
Yeah, Nelson, let me say hi to you guys and hi to our audience. Nelson, I'm so angry tonight. I'm angry in the form and manner that you conducting the show.
Okay.
You wasted our time here with Raymond. You wasted over 30 minutes. Yeah,
Come on, Vasco. You joined the show. It hasn't been even 20 minutes. Now you're saying Raymond took 30 minutes. Don't bring that CDC argument here. So Vasco, just go ahead. Make your point.
Give me chance. Give me chance. You wasted our time with Raymond here today saying things that don't even, I don't know. I'm confused tonight. Everything Raymond said tonight, why you talk from there? Look, Nelson.
Why you talk from there?
Any government official, any government official that don't know how to declare the asset, that person shouldn't be in government, Nelson. You saw the asset declaration form, Nelson. What is on that form that's so difficult for people that went to school, especially the government, that have all the experienced people and the most educated people? What is on that form that they cannot understand? Okay? Simple form. What you coming with, your liability, your this and that, everything right there. You read it there and give it. If you don't know it, you go to the LACC, they will help you. But you know what is happening? The president of the country, the president is the head of the stealing that is going on in the country. That is the reason why he's not taking any action. And I will always say this to you here. According to you said the president declared asset. Yeah, the president declared asset when he declared a fake asset. The asset
No,
the
come
president,
on,
Vasco.
Vasco.
I beg you, go
Vasco.
and bring the president asset declaration form.
Vasco.
I know what I'm saying.
Listen, and I know you may know what you're saying, but again, the LACC is a credible institution.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to the LACC and just declare anything. As part of the process, the assets that are declared before even being published will have to be verified. And public officials who carry on false declaration can be penalized for that.
But that's what I'm saying.
So if a credible institution like the LACC, no, I'm coming, Vasco. If a credible institution like the LACC goes ahead, maybe accepts an asset that has been declared by the president, verifies the asset, publishes the assets, and then you come back to say it's a fake asset. What's your reliance? What exactly is it that supports that point? Asset, beyond just saying it, Vasco.
Nelson, the president asset declaration form will withdraw. You know that the team were clear, the team were all over the place. The people withdraw the president asset declaration form because the vice president asset declaration form exposed the president. The vice president asset declaration form told us that the vice president was making more money than the president, Nelson. And that was the reason why they withdraw the form. And since then they withdraw that form, we haven't seen the new form, the new asset declaration the president did. So for me, I still have question mark on the president, and that is the reason why all of the other government officials.
Let me ask you this question: when exactly was the form withdrawn?
When the president declared that form. Listen, when the president asset declaration form, that's when you got a form. If you want to argue with me, put the form up. Let everybody see.
No. I don't have the form.
Put the vice president. So the president honor declare. Let's see what discussed on Spoon. Let's see what they discussed and how to withdraw that form to make the necessary correction.
I can understand. I can understand. But Vasco, just take 30 seconds to conclude.
You see,
just take 30 seconds. And then we're gonna give we're gonna give Ray 30 seconds, Anthony, and then we'll go to the phone lines.
So you see, you keep interfering when we're talking. We'll get our channel, we'll discuss what we know about this thing. That's what I'm saying. The president, he's the one spearheading the entire corruption in the country. And that is the reason why the people behind him, they say follow the leader. So everybody following the leader. The leader king never declared asset on time. And he declared asset had a question mark. So the rest of the guys say, oh, but if our here cannot do that thing the right way, what you expect us to do? Y'all want us to go and blame the legislature or the judicial branch? Those are separate branches. The president don't have any power over those people. The people that the president have power over, the people that the president appointed and work by the will and pleasure of that president, today you can wake up in the morning and say, you're not doing the right thing, go sit down, or I'll suspend you. He's not ready to take any action because he is the one that's spearheading the entire corruption, the entire stealing in the country. So this is the reason why you will come here, we'll talk, you will talk, President Baka without listening. And I dare you, go and bring the president asset declaration form right here. It's a public document. Put it here, you will see the mistake on it. You will see what I'm saying. And we always say it. Until we can put the president asset declaration form up here. Put it here now, go to the LCC, bring it up, put it here. You will see the mistake on that form. Serious mistake. So please,
thank you.
Yeah, Raymond King, yeah, just talking all kinds of things. If you cannot fill your asset declaration form, then what is the essence of you being government? That means you not even know ABC. What should they give you a minister job or deputy minister job?
No, but Raymond spoke of jargons. I don't know why Raymond went backstage since he made this his point.
Because you know why he was talking.
Mirror, no, you're not hot water tonight.
I even tried calling Raymond. I can't get Raymond.
Raymond gets a buyer to net. Raymond gets a buyer to net. He just put a buster all around the play. Then you can talk about go to capacity bidding. Could you have a declaration in say capacity bidding when you have professional people at LACC already?
So
we
need to go to the phone lines. We need to go to the phone lines. Let's give Anthony the 30 seconds to rate 30 seconds. Then we'll go to the phone lines.
Nelson, let not bore our audience. They take their time to be on this show to watch out, to support us. Some of whom that's supposed to be sleeping in Liberia, they are up listening to the radio and things like that. We are on, for God's sake, the nation premier radio station. We are on the nation premier radio station. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. Forget about Facebook, because only 5% of Liberians in Liberia can afford to stream content, right? We're talking to more than 50,000 to 100,000 people, if not more, tonight as we speak. And we're allowing our brother Raymond to spew out false information. The function of LACC is to guide individuals who are declaring the assets, what they should declare, how they should declare, what are they declaring. When they have any confusion, they walk you through the process step by step. It's like literally holding your hand. That's what they are trained to do. They are legal-minded people. You can't come here to come lecture us. If you don't know your civic duty, it's not our fault. If a person is supposed to be a deputy minister or minister proper or director or deputy director, they should know how to fill out a basic form. You saw the form, Nancy? What is this difficulty on that form? What is the complexity on that form? It's a straightforward. Your own information is not somebody else's information. It is your own information you put on the paper. It's like an application form for a job. You're only declaring your asset, what you have. So, Raymond, at LSCC, people are trained to walk people through step by step how to fill out the form. If you go there right now, if you have any difficulty, they help you right there. The people are not making themselves available. Right now, as you speak, 959, that's the number, 959 cabinet member from the executive mansion. Now, legislature, now people from the judiciary. But 959 people, as we speak today, have yet to declare their assets, Raymond. That is disturbing, it is embarrassing, and it is a gross negligence to the very constitution that they raised up their hand and took oath of office to defend and protect the Constitution of Liberia. Article 90C of the Constitution of Liberia gave birth to what we call today the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct is not only just restricted to appointed government official or elected government official. It is also a document that holds each and every one of who do not work in government accountable as well. They are pushing for us there too. So if these people who are our representation of government are not obeying, abiding by the very rules and regulation, but yet want to talk about the rule of law should prevail, then what is the essence? If you cannot declare your asset, then you cannot fight corruption. You cannot go after other people that you perceive as being corrupt. To whom much is given, much is expected. We should be serious here. Nobody have anything personal against anybody. But when you talk about, oh, Samuel Twa need to answer to the real question, or the other person might get you to do this, then you yourself too, what becomes of you? So folks, we ought to be serious. I'm not against any one of these people in government. But what we ought to do here is that we have to hold them accountable. We are on a national radio. Forget about Facebook. We are on radio across the nation.
All right, Anthony, I think I'll take it from here.
Go ahead.
But look, our brother Raymond came here tonight to use my brother's word, Alfred, try to filibuster, if you will. But look, Ray, let me tell you, bro. Yeah, whatever energy you brought to it, bro, it's just not gonna work, because there are certain things that don't really require that much of a sophistication. And this have to do with the asset declaration. Either the president does not have a vested interest in this whole thing, or they're off. Because I know for a fact, if you go to a job that requires a blood test, you know very well you have to do that. You know what I mean? Or drugs test, you know you have to do that. That's part of the requirement to even get on the floor to start working. And in this case, if asset declaration was such a crucial part of your job, then obviously there's no way people should be working to close to a year without declaring the assets. And if there's reason why people are not declaring the assets, then the government will have to come out and tell Liberians people, why is it that people are yet to declare the assets?
Thank you,
if you're not getting none of that, then people have the right to speculate whether this government have no interest in fighting corruption. Then you give the people the right to think that, right? Because either you are fighting it in silence, or you're not fighting it at all, right?
Thank you.
I mean, if you're absolutely right, we all go through like recertification on our job, training on our job all of the time for performance-based and all of that stuff. But there's also a time frame, though, where we expect all employees to abide by new rules and regulations, right? So where's the threshold? Are we looking for 2 months, 3 months, or a year?
Thank you, Ture.
If assets declaration is an essential part, something that is constitutional, and something that also the president promised the Liberian people that are going to enhance his fight against corruption, then I don't know if the president is actually serious about fighting corruption.
Yeah, so we have to go to the phone lines. But Raymond, you back. You want to say anything just before we go to the phone lines?
Yes, I would like to
Please
speak.
go to the phone line, man. Forget about Raymond today. Please go to the phone line.
We have to hear from Raymond.
I would like to say a few things.
But Raymond, not do your fair. He spoke. Other people listen. Other people tell to speak. Then he disappear.
So let me speak a few things to my brothers. I got a couple of things doing. I'm multitask currently, so I couldn't be on the show not paying attention. So to be respectful, I had to get off. But the headphone were in my ear. I listened to everything that was said, like I was listening to the radio. My first thing, my brother Alfred, with his zeal, have said that the president is driving a $1.1 million vehicle, which is completely false, not iota of truth. But we're holding other people accountable. We ourselves should hold ourselves accountable. Our information we provide should be honest and accurate. My brother is calling me all kind of me filibuster and everything, but he hasn't even analyzed the numbers. You're calling numbers. And my brother Anthony, and he said as of today, the numbers of in the executive that have not is 959. My brother, do you have access to that information? What your reliance? How were you able to
website?
As of today? I challenge you. That's not the number.
LACC website.
I challenge you. That's not the number of today. That's misinformation.
The number is over 800.
I said I challenge you. You come here with falsehood.
So
Nelson, people that number up here, please. So call the case up. Put the number up.
You know you always try to move the goalpost. So put the number up.
I'm not removing
the number up, please.
Peter,
you let
you
them
guys
move the goalpost.
disrupting me now. When you guys were talking, everything you say, I disagree with you. I never disrupted you. So let's just be civil.
Because you weren't here to listen to her anyway.
I will listen to my ears. Even when I was here, I listened to you recently. I listened to Ture recently. Just now, I didn't interrupt. Let's be civil. argue with our
Okay,
words
so guys,
and not interrupt one
guys,
another.
I think we have to go to the phone lines.
So you allow them to disrupt me and go to the phone line. As of now, that number that you provided is not
Remember,
the
why
number of.
are you complaining? I mean, the Liberian people are saying, look in the comment section. The
Raymond
Liberian
wants to
people
say
are
a lot
saying
to them,
they
but
want to call
he
in,
loves
they
you,
want
but he
us to
can't
go
make
to
it.
the phone lines. But Raymond, take 20 seconds to just
let me
conclude.
just get off the show, and then I don't have to take that part of the show, so everybody can talk.
Take
go to
20
the phone line.
seconds to conclude,
Take
Raymond.
20 seconds.
Everybody has said everything they wanted to say based on their sentiments. I am finding solution. When there's a problem, there's always a solution.
Yeah.
And laboring the problem is never a solution. Access declaration is a pathway to open governance and showing accountability. It doesn't amount to corruption until a corrupt act is done. But when you have a tools to measure as a benchmark, it helps to do evaluation. We all want it. But if there's a problem, as of the number you provided, Nelson, the executive is 25.1% of the executive had declared. The legislature is 25.8. The judiciary is 3.8% of the judiciary of the number you gave, which is not current. But we're using that as the data we have. That shows that there's a problem with people declaring their asset. And if we have to find that solution, we should find practical, common sense approach. I've been a leader bulk of my life. I've found solution to problem than laboring problems. And one of the solutions, LACC take a practical approach, go to those entities where people haven't declared their assets and see whether you can conduct a workshop. Sometimes people need motivation. Sometimes people need.
What?
You saw George Weah asset declaration that he declared. Does that look like a fitting asset declaration? George Weah passed President George Weah asset declaration that he declared with a value attached to some of his shoes.
I have a question for Raymond.
Was there any
Just one
verification on
question.
those type of things?
I have a
I
question.
tell
please.
you gave me as a prosecutor. I can
Okay,
prosecute
so
George
guys,
Weah
let's
asset
do this,
declaration.
guys.
You can
Raymond,
find a lot of falsehood in it.
Raymond, in our simple Liberian way, you're saying that LACC should organize study class for those officials of government.
Definitely, when we could not pass our report for the Millennium Compact report, what did we do? We requested help. And everybody here saying
that's a different
simple.
circumstance.
Ray, come on
Not
now,
different
Ray.
circumstances.
That's
Ray.
why Millennium stuff.
Give
It
me
was
chance,
not a
guys. When you
constitutional
were-
violation.
So,
This
guys,
constitutional
guys,
violation.
let's
You
do
don't
this.
need the people to
The
declare
Liberian
their
people-
assets. You don't need
The
the money
Liberian
people to
people
declare
want
their
to-
assets.
the
You
Liberian
don't know how to
people-
declare. You don't know how to declare. You don't know how to
None
declare.
of us here. When we get jobs, as much as we went and got college education, they still do some in-service training for us on the job. That's for performance. And to ensure that what we do on the job.
one good thing, one thing I'm
efficiency.
grateful. One thing I'm grateful for about this show is that at this time you have even some of the officials of the LACC listening. Even while we were on the show, I got some calls from some of the very folks in government. They're listening, but and at the end of the day, these conversations. Let me sound like Toure a little bit. At the end of the day, these conversations are very important for good governance and transparency in our country. We have to put our government's feet to fire. Let's hear from the Liberian people tonight. Raymond will come back to everybody. We will certainly draw down on all of these, but let's take a few calls tonight. 0555-101075. You're listening to the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. I'm Nelson Colette. Vasco Smo is here. Alfred Konowa, Raymond Zeze, the Batala board to Ray Anthony Gay. Of course, you can call in now and share your thoughts on the conversation tonight. Let's take our first caller, Lynn Lacroix. Welcome. It's good to have you on tonight.
Yeah, Nelson, how you guys doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm constrained to call on the show tonight to check Vasco. Vasco then lying so much about this, president making, I mean, more money than the president on the president. Vasco, the declaration form, the president declared his 2023 asset. In 2023, the president was making barely $800. from the CDC government. The vice president, meanwhile, he was making $200,000. So how can the president make more money than the vice president? Yeah, the vice president was a senator. He was making $200,000. The president was unemployed. So start doing. Start making. You've been carrying the line so much now that even you believe it, Pascal. Yeah, that's
Thanks a whole lot, Lane Lacroix. Thanks for making your input tonight. Let me put the WhatsApp number up. 0555-101075 is our local number. Hello, you are live on the show. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, brother, that's I have on the show there.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah, I'm Moliba. I'm calling from Washington.
Moliba, you want to be audible a bit? Let's hear you tonight.
I said I'm Washington, there in Moliba. I'm calling from Washington.
Okay, Washington, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, brother. Let's say you see, I listen to you guys. You see, it's good that this country for every one of us, but we are young people that everyone that we see going on, I think it's good that we say it so that it can help the president who have to recalibrate. Whether the things are going on in this country, so we're praying for President Parker to succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we are not seeing the way that he wants to, he don't want to take action on the people. And you see, when you not take action on people, they'll be so complacent. They'll feel that you're not doing anything to them, and they'll even be doing more and more and more. So this country, we have to face this country. Let's see, I always tell you, brother, let's see, people have spoiled this country. If we the youth, for now, if we not fight for our children, the country will remain the same, and the country will continue to go down the drain. So why are we in this country backing other people supporting this? Oh, they pay this. I mean,
thank you.
I will pray for President Parker. I thought when you're coming to come to the airport, it would be a good news as a good president to say, okay, as a year now, all those that do this, you are fired from today. I thought that why he would have.
Thank you, Washington. We're out of time. I want to hold you there and bring in another person, sir. Thank you very much for your input tonight. Hello, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
If I don't know somebody I want for correction. If I don't know for correction, because for example, when they won the election, they say he made great pay for money to how they call it, they said to buy corruption there. I remember that right. Hope 100,000 got a corruption.
96,000.
96,000 got a corruption. In our ration fund, a corruption. But the chairman, they told there was a ration pay money. They want to pay money from that corruption. But I have not spent anything about it. The recent one, what they I remember that go use the money and buy a car. You know, you are talking nothing. If I get for if I only want their money, that way, grandchildren.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go there and bring in another person. Hello. Yeah, please go ahead. Please turn down the volume of your radio, please.
All right. Sorry. I'm more from Lokintown.
Yeah, go ahead.
And let me say thank you to your guys on the next show. But me, I want to thank my brother Fred because he said something that really touched me. And I think in this country, that's all we see people being so much curious of. But when the election, people are concerned of, you will see there giving all sorts of quotations. Besides that, absolutely, there is nothing that they is serious. And no different. We all supported this government. I don't want to call Joe Parker Pity. Well, we are not seeing that seriousness. So we have to be serious. There is nothing big about, declaring your assets. There is nothing. This is not, it is matter of fact.
Thank you.
So, how within someone will be telling us we need to create this awareness of this? There is no possibility for that. I think the people of for Joe Parker have to do this with no courage. With courage that the Liberian people him the mandate, he has to execute it.
Thank you.
To the fullest.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your input. Let's hold you and take another person. Hello.
Hello, Nelson.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, Nelson, this is William. I call from Fargo.
Okay.
I much appreciate you guys for this topic today again, because I think this is the second or third time you discussing the topic. But Nelson, I would agree with Raymond. The thing here is, Nelson, sometimes we librarians, we decide for people or we think for people. Sometimes somebody will say that may already know the thing, and that which is not possible at all times. So, like what Raymond is saying, Raymond is not saying it is mandated, but he requesting and begging the LACC that if you see or fault that people not declaring their asset, I think you can come up and then come up with a workshop, say, hey, everybody that have not declared that asset, you can come up to learn this or to count on this. Some people seem to go to people and say, my man, teach me the thing, because they feel that they get degree, they get a master degree, they get a doctorate degree, all this stuff and things. Some people seem.
Okay.
But if you make it mandatory that everybody should go for that workshop, I think it will make sense. The asset declaration will come out. And for our president, he already feel on asset declaration. So let's just leave that one.
Thank you very much.
The LDCC himself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. One thing that a lot of people are not talking about is the office of the ombudsman. In the whole asset declaration thing, we're talking, what the office of the ombudsman doing? Why is the office being set up, people taking pay, and we're not hearing anything from the office of the ombudsman? Councillor Finlay Kanga, Councillor Lamik Pagwa, and Councillor Edmona Martins. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. This is Oman Jackson Blama.
Okay.
I'm a follower of this program over 5 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if I go to work, I just sleep on job.
Okay, go ahead. Hello? Too bad. Hello?
Yeah, we can call him back, nothing.
I see he's on, but the whole
Nazi, I got a caller here.
Okay, Ture, if you have a caller, then you can take that person.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, thank you. Let me begin the conversation by saying good evening to each and everyone in the panel and to all women in Liberia. You know, it's a pleasure to be on the platform and welcome Brother Alfred Conor, the former military man who served with distinction.
I mean, you get 30 seconds to soiree, all that accolades you want to get to.
Sometimes I struggle to see, especially my brother, defending certain things. Raymond, we're talking about Liberia. On the average, you will understand that the reason sedition or reaction was the way they were, like in terms of defending certain things, it is because they didn't see Liberia above all. I know you want to come with that sweeping argument. I think this is my first time to speak to you in this funny manner, but it is a sweeping argument that you want to find that you can always say an equivalent to balance the argument on the issue of the executive. But here's the thing: if for our country to make progress, we need to be serious with certain issues. The issue of the asset declaration, it is something that everyone needs to take serious in terms of how we see our government.
Thank you.
There's one thing Vasco said I want to make clarity on, and Nancy, you sat on there, you didn't even make the necessary correction. It is basically when people like Vasco come on our platform to say the president will declare, the president, the money, the asset the vice president declared was more than what the president declared based on salary. The argument sedition brought was what the president declared in terms of salary. They are
soiree. That issue. Can you hear me, soiree?
Sorry. That was the argument. So the president declared anything as relation to his assets were in line, but we are in disagreement.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Soiree. Let's go you there.
My man, the link down there, sorry. Come on the show.
Hello.
Thank you, sorry. Thank you very much. All right, bro. Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you. We'll take 2 more calls and then
Yeah,
we'll wrap up.
but you're intercepting my call.
No, nobody intercepted your call, sir.
Okay, this is Omen Jackson Lemon.
Okay, Omen Jackson, please go
As
ahead.
I said earlier, I've been a follower of the program over 5 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, but look, I'm disappointed in my own party legal advisors to the president. Why are they not advising the president what to do legally? This asset declaration is a process to really avoid the corruption. Why is it up to this time, going to 10 months, the government workers have not declared their asset? And up to this time, the president has not taken any kind of, active stand. Look at this asset, the asset declaration is to abolish the corruption. If you come to the government, you not come with nothing, and you don't declare your asset, within 5 months now, you go get $5 million. Where did you get $5 million? You are not working on it, you don't have your own company.
Thank you.
At least let President Barker prevail on these people here with faster measure to force them to declare their asset. If they do not declare their asset, let them have them fire for the job. And
thank you.
We have many that want to work with government.
Thank you. We're going to take the last caller here now. Hello?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Harris Memo. I'm calling from Englishtown.
Okay.
Yeah, my only idea to this, all these people you are talking about, they are so people who know about this law. This one is a law. So if the people don't want to declare their asset and they continue to work, my own idea say, well, these the people that they work. But the day the person coming to, the man's salary, the day he started work. If the man can't go, if the man die, or the fire him, he spent 2 years, 3 years, the money he started making the day he started working, you take the money, anything be the other for the government. Because of the law. So that's my own idea, and that's it.
Yes, thanks a lot, sir. We appreciate your input tonight. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. Folks, that's how we want to end up with the calls. So we can come back now to do our closing. This LACC form, Vasco still beyond the LACC form thing. I'll put it up. I'll put the LACC asset declaration form up. Maybe you want to know as to whether we still need a study class for government official for the declaration or not. I will have it up. But we can start to do our closing now. Maybe starting with you, Alfred, and then we can go across the table. So, okay. So, Alfred, maybe you want me to do this. Maybe you want me to do this to just have this asset declaration form up. And then let's go through what's there. And okay, I want to crop a bit. So then let's go through what's on the form, and then we can all do our closing from right here. And we can all do our closing from there. Let's go through what's on the form. Okay. Yeah, but let's start to do the closing. Maybe we can start with you, Alfred. Yeah, Alfred, go ahead.
Thank you, Nelson, for the opportunity. I want to be grateful to the Spoon family for always giving us the opportunity to come here to share our ideas as it relates to Liberia and the power march of Liberia. I'd like to close like this. President Boakai, you came to this political limelight with an impeccable record. I do not want to be one of those supporters who, not in the too distant future, will withdraw my support. I want action. This country has lived in perpetual corruption. Perpetual corruption. From the day it was founded to now, we need change. Right now, as I speak to you, there are thousands of Liberians that can afford to send our children to school right now, as I speak to you. In fact, I am told that the Ministry of Education has even pushed the opening of school because not too many parents are able to afford to start the school year because there's no money in the country. Right now, what we are talking about, change is hard, but it has to start from somewhere. It has to start from somewhere. You cannot fail us. We want you to leave a legacy. That's why I always say this, that you are the last person in your generation or group of leaders that ever rule Liberia to leave a mark that 10, 20 years from now, we can look back and say, we had a president who was very courageous when the country was in a pitfall. We had one man. Today we are talking about human rights and civil rights in the country. It took a man like Martin Luther King Jr. India is the world's greatest democracy. It took a man like Mahatma Gandhi. All right? You go to Burkina Faso, it took a man like Thomas Sankara. Then, of course, we talk about Singapore. It took a man like Lee Kuan Yew. Okay? So we want someone to change this country because part of our problem has been lack of leadership. So, Mr. President, we're begging your indulgence. Take the hard decision. Even if it calls for you to sack some people that you are very friendly with, because you told us that government is not friendship. You told us that government is not friendship, and those that think that they will come to government. Let me close on this, Nelson. Mr. Bwaga, there are thousands of young people that believe in you, and we don't want to lose that belief that we have in you. Don't fail us. Take the action that's needed to move this country forward. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Raymond, you want to do your closing? Let me put the asset declaration form up. This is the form. And okay, so you can see here, for example, this is the asset that was declared by the president. So Raymond, just taking a look at this form, you have a few things here. Personal information, your name, you come to your contact information, you come to your employment, and just a few of those stuff you have here. I want to go back and put another slide up. This one. So this is what you have.
How many pages the asset declaration?
The details of the. So what I'm displaying here is 2 pages.
That's a complete form?
2 pages.
Is that a complete?
So this is what I got.
Well, it's not more than 3 forms, but if you can always add on it if you need additional. I mean, if your declaration is long, but no
because for the employment column, for example, where you have
so Nelson, for me, is not the length of the form, it's the language and the information. So for me, I filled plenty of forms. Some forms I had to fill, I needed people who would requisite background to help me with it.
And that's why you have at the LACC. You have those people at the LACC. So it's easy.
Are they available to help everybody that apply? That you know the procedures? That what the procedure says? That what the procedure says? How you know that? It's an assumption. No, I'm asking questions. We're learning from one another.
Okay.
How did you know that? You giving me?
How do I know that? The LACC was created by an act of legislature, and the legislature. Hold on. Let me finish.
Bro, you lecturing me? Now my time to talk, man.
LACC.
No, bro. I want answers. I didn't want lecture. Now my time to talk, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you're trying to lecture me about something I already know. I ask you a direct question. So my brother,
you have 30 seconds to conclude.
My brother Soiree said I made a sweeping statement. Soiree, I respect you a lot, but I don't understand whether you understand the meaning of sweeping statement. A sweeping statement is a generalization made without considering the specifics or the detailed facts about that issue. How did I make a sweeping statement? When I have analyzed numbers presented to me by Nelson. And the numbers that I analyzed tells me that 25%, 25.1% of the executive have declared their asset. And I asked these questions. I was the only one who came here and asked Nelson questions to ask for details. So I never made sweeping statement if you understood the language you use. I asked Nelson to give me the category of different branches of government declaration. I was about to analyze something. That's not a sweeping statement. I was looking for specific details. And I analyzed that the legislature, 25.8% of the legislature declared their asset. The judiciary, 3.8%. If that's going across government, that says a problem. And I'm trying to find a solution to the problem. The LDEA is the one that come up with the asset declaration form. They're the experts on it. Can you help these guys if they're having a problem? How can that be sweeping statement, my brother? I'm suggesting remedy. And that's what people get paid for, to be creative, analytical in finding solutions to problem. Not having a loud mouth and overstating the problem. Nobody gets paid for that. So if there's anything, you should commend me. People find solutions to problems when they can analyze data. And that's what I'm doing. That's not a sweeping statement. I never said that nobody should declare their asset. I'm finding ways to improve the performance of including in declarating assets declaration. If training is a measure that should be taken, I'm suggesting that. How is that sweeping statement? And I want to say here that we all have the right to criticize our government, but let's be honest. When we start seeing the president is riding $1.1 million vehicle while criticizing the president, it makes us not to be in a good place to criticize because that information is false. I'm just saying that we all owe it to our nation to fight for justice, to fight for accountability, to fight for good governance, because it affects all of us positively. But I'm saying let us be coming from an objective place, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not asking any government official not to declare their asset. I'm finding practical means by which we can have this thing done properly and fast. Thank you.
And Nelson, quickly, I beg you, let me correct my brother here. This solution you are finding, nobody has complained. No official government has complained that they can't understand that form.
Alfred,
how do you know that?
Closed already. You've closed.
How do you know that? You had an interview. You conduct a survey.
Let's get Vasco to do his closing and then
you've done a sample frame on it.
Please go ahead.
You haven't.
I will refer Nelson. I will show my mom.
Yeah, guys, let's try to wrap this thing up. We're out of time already. Vasco, please do your closing.
Thank you, Nelson. So I listened to my brother Lin Lapo, and that's what I'm saying. I will always, Nelson, on the asset declaration form, right? They got a place on that asset declaration. I said it to you, or maybe they don't put it up. But they got your gross salary per annual. Gross salary per annual. When you go check on Jeremiah gross salary per annual, Jeremiah having 240,000. When you go check on the president get 13,400. So
but again, Vasco, I don't know if when you go in the background, you can be following the show, or you can just go in the background and cut all your gadget off, and you come back on the show when we've made progress with some of the conversation.
Closing.
Yeah, no. I'm coming, and this is where I'm coming from.
Okay.
One of the folks called, and it's very important to re-emphasize that point. Lin Lapo.
Yeah.
Did you follow when
I listened to Lin Lapo, and I'm trying to give the clarity now. So Lin Lapo was in error.
Okay, go ahead. Make the clarity.
Nelson, this whole thing about the asset declaration, right? It will talk about your previous job. And it also talk about your current job, the new job you're going to take. How much you will be making there?
Is the new job your asset?
Nelson, let me educate the public. Because that's something.
I'm asking the question because that's part of the education. Is the new job, if they're about to give you a job, is that job an asset, or what you made in your previous job, is it what you're supposed to declare?
No, yeah, you what you make your previous job, you will declare it. The new job you're going to, they get it around the phone. Go load that.
No, but again, Vasco, you're not answering my question. Vasco, my question is, the new job, is it an asset?
It's an asset. You going to make our money, a government going to pay you. You want us to know how much you making on the job?
Okay. So let's put it this way. God forbid, God forbid, you haven't been employed yet.
Get my time.
Well, God forbid, you going fill in the phone and you back today. The money you supposed to make from that job, it will still come to you as an asset.
Why, if you pass, if you die?
Yeah.
Oh, Nancy, I would definitely talk with educating the public. Let me lay my thought.
I'm looking at the whole idea of a new job being an asset. That's what I want us to zero in on.
Nancy, let me just get my thought. A level whosoever I want to believe what I'm saying or not. Just give me my time.
Listen, for the sake of the audience, we need to get certain things clear. But
that's it. You guys making a very big mistake. The form is right there. That is the reason why on the president and the vice president declaration form, go there, they got their position. Their current position they get as president. You will see it there. And you will see their past position there. So if you have your past and your current position, you will tell how much you are making on your past, what you have, what you're making. Now the new job you come in, you will tell how much you're making. That's why Jamaica have it correct. Jamaica was so unique. Good. That's the reason why the people said to withdraw the president fund to make the correction. So Jamaica is making 20,000. That's the money he's making every month. The president making 22,000 every month. So when you calculate the president's going to be more than him. Jamaica got 240,000. The president got 13,400. That is the error we've been talking about.
Okay, so Vasco, again, I want us to go back on this.
And I dare anybody you can bring any kind of scholar, whosoever.
So Vasco, why are you requesting scholar?
Beat them. Nobody can argue with me on that.
Thank you, guys.
But
let's.
We want to know that new job you get, how much you making. So tomorrow when you not get rich, we will say, oh yeah, they may making so and more. You think what they want to declare the asset? You don't get time for your previous job, your previous money, like your money. The new job you coming home, we need to know how much you will be making. That when you not go buy airplane, we will say, how they may buy airplane? And you are only making this amount.
Hey, see how our researcher can't even understand the asset declaration form?
The asset declaration right there. That you don't want to understand it.
So guys, on a serious note, we have to go, right? On a serious note. But
I get my brother agree with me
again, maybe no, Vasco.
That's why LACC need to do training for Vasco to understand the asset declaration.
Maybe even me sitting here, maybe there's something I'm not understanding. But my understanding of this
on the phone, where to get your gross.
I'm coming, Vasco.
Yeah, go read the phone.
My understanding of this thing is this.
Thank you. Put the phone up. Thank you. Would you need that tough or nothing?
Okay.
And at the first page there, read that form. If President Baga current job is not on that form. Go there.
Yeah, but the font size can permit me to see whatever. My man, take your finger from on that.
This is a big platform. We need to correct people here. Not because of Vasco talking. But Vasco got something in this here that remember they don't have. So educate the public. That is the form.
I beg you, man, we gotta go. Folks, I want to say thanks to everyone.
Nursing. What I see on the phone here, I think I see that I know 300. It's too blurred, but let me see. I can try to call it. It's like I know 350,000 $1 for last gross salary.
That's the first page of the phone now. That one telling you the place is working. President, executive marshal, this and that. I don't go to the next phone. That way you got your gross.
I don't have the energy for this thing tonight, guys. We have to go. I want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. It's been another great show. The late night show will be back tomorrow. I want to say thanks to you, Vasco. Thanks to you, Alfred, for being here. Raymond, thanks a lot. You took your position. You stood by it. You got some latches, but you still stood by a position.
From who? From the panelists. Nelson, to be an educated man is to know where to get accurate and balanced
They make me buy again. Make me open another Pandora box.
it doesn't
That
mean that
go
you
in.
know it all.
I want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks
They
to
that phone, they
Maru
know that phone
Kuba.
better
Thanks
than
to
anybody.
Police Zion. Thanks to James Walker, Sipo, Amos, Boto, John, Hina, Lynn Lapo. We appreciate everyone for being on here tonight. Rennie Sando, Nathaniel K. Hill, DJ Do. Thanks to everyone. Helen, Elliot, Sekou Donzo. Everyone tonight, we appreciate you for being here. You can join us tomorrow for another late night show. Until then, Nelson Collier is my name. And thanks to Vasco Smo, Alfred Konowa, Raymond Zeze. Have a good night, guys. And
Vasco, I know you are George. We are teacher.